Hey everyone! So today I want to share with you guys my process of how I made my tutu. So I'm working on a customer order today, so I decided to show you guys my process. I know that everyone has like their own way of how to make a tutu. I mean, they're all similar, but there's like some step that we kind of do it the way that we like it. So this is just my way of how I make my tutu, and I don't think there's a wrong way of how to make your tutu. So I hope that this video will give you guys some tips and tricks to help you make your tutu better, or just to give you an idea. I mean, there's really no wrong or right way to make your tutu. So in this clip, I am just rolling out my tool and I'm measuring how much yardage I need for the tutu. I'm making a 12-month size tutu, so I'm going to use 10 yard. If you want to have a fuller look, then go more, or if you don't really care, then I think 8 yard is okay, like a good size. And I recommend that you do 2 layers of tulle and fold it in half to give you a more, I guess, like not see-through, like if I've tried like just 1 layer and fold it in half to get 2 layers, and it's kind of see-through. So I like to have my tutu not see-through. So that's why I'm going to use all 2 layers and fold in half to make 4 layers. I hope you guys understand that. So now I'm using some weights to weight down the tool, as you can see here. And then I'm going to cut it with my rotary cutter. You can use a scissor too, but I just love my rotary cutter, so I'm going to use my rotary cutter for this. And I have a black mat laying under so I can see, because the tools is really light and really see-through, so I can't really see well with like the clear mat. So with the black mat, it's easier for me to see what I'm doing. So now I finish cutting the tool. So you have to roll them nicely so you can cut it to the length that you need the tool to be. So try to make it as straight as possible. I struggle a little bit with this, as you guys can see in the next couple of clips. So because I noticed that the two end wasn't like as straight as I want it to be, so I unroll it and I have to redo it again. And you guys see that I cut it off right here and then refilm it. So now it's a little bit straighter. And this tool, when it come off the boat, it's, how BB crafts, they fold their tools in half when they ship it to you. I mean, it's easy to store that way, but I prefer to have it come like flat in a tall boat size, not like folded like how you get from BB crafts, because that's what happened with this tool. You see how there's like a crease in the middle, all wrinkly in the middle right there, because of that fold that it comes in and how I store it. So I like my tool order that I get from Gift International, because they don't ship it like that. It's like a one long bolt, so then your tool does not get wrinkled like the one from BB crafts. I mean, it's okay, you can still work with it, but sometimes it's hard to try to straighten it up. If it's too super wrinkly, I will iron it, but when you iron it, you have to put it on low setting and put a piece of cloth over it, or Teflon sheet, so you don't burn your tool, because they will melt and burn. So just keep on rolling it until you get all the way to the end. So I finished rolling it up, and I'm going to cut it to a 12-inch length because I need to fold it in half and create a channel, and then the length of the tutu will be about 6 inch. But when you add the ribbon, I think it will be about 6.5 inch in length for the 12-month size. At first I used, if you guys see that long ruler over there, I used that one to cut, and it wasn't cutting correctly, and then I used my rotary blade after, but I still didn't get through all the way, so I went and grabbed my scissor to trim off all the little bits and pieces that still stuck to each other at the bottom. So try to cut it as neat as possible. You don't want like a raggedy edge or something like that, but it doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be as close as possible. And then I trim off a little bit at the top too to make it all even and exactly 12 inch. So there we go. We got it all cut and ready to be sewn. Hey ladies, I hope you guys can see me in this frame right here. So today I am working on an order of a tutu. I haven't been sewing a tutu for a while, so luckily this one customer, she wanted a tutu that I posted last year, but she didn't want it until now. So she contacted me again, so I'm so grateful for that because I really wanted to work on a tutu, and I haven't been sewing tutu since last year. So in the previous video, you guys saw me preparing the tutu and cutting them. So for this tutu, I'm going to use this pink ribbon and these trim. These are trims that I bought from like a local store that it's in Sacramento where I live. And then I also have the shirt. This is a shirt that has the little cute girl with the hat design. So this is like a traditional culture hat that we wear to New Year. So I got this design done by Sebastian Molina, if you guys are curious. And so I decided to go with this blue. I already have this tutu on my Instagram, so the customer just wants the same exact one. So you need threads, your tutus and ribbons and whatever trim you guys want to add. And then I'm going to use this feet. I don't know if you guys know what feet is this. This is called a walking feet, just so my tutu does not shift. Because with this walking feet, it has it'll help guide the fabric on top, and then the feet will guide it at the bottom. That's why I'm going to use this. And my machine that I'm using is called a Bernina 530. This is, I think, an older model. I got this like 2 years ago. So Berninas are really sturdy machine, and they work really well. They're a little bit pricey. I mean, for this, I would say if you want to learn industrial, you have the space, go for an industrial machine, because this is about the price of an industrial machine already. I don't have the space, so that's why I decide to get this machine. But one day when I have the space, I would want to get an industrial, because I love the industrial machine too. I'm trying to figure out how to I haven't sewed for like 2 months, and I don't remember how I use this. So bear with me, you guys. Oh my gosh, I cannot remember. How did I put this on? I think I have to take out the needle first. So for the needle, I use the Smith's 7511. That's like a medium standard size. There. Just have to remove that needle so I can put this through. And I'm going to set my stitch length at, let me see, so stitch length would be 2.5, and then my tension, I'll just set it at between 3 to 5, so I'll just do 4, because I'm gonna start with the waistband first. Like, I'm going to do the channel for the waistband first. Okay, make sure you have your mini scissor for thread cutting. I keep forgetting that. I need to buy like a clip or something to put it somewhere. Oh, and Gabby, if you're watching this video, I'm wearing a giraffe shirt. I got this shirt when we went to San Diego Zoo. And I forgot to bring my sweater, so my husband bought me. It was a little bit chilly in the morning. So my husband bought me this shirt, and I thought the giraffe was cute too, so I bought the shirt with the giraffe. And so when I saw this shirt today and I was wearing it, I was like, oh yeah, that's giraffe. That's what Gabby liked. Reminded me of Gabby. So now whenever I see giraffe, I know that it will remind me of Gabby. Because she loves giraffe. Anyway, if you guys don't know who Gabby is, you guys can go ahead and subscribe to her. Her YouTube name is called Best of Both Worlds Co. here on YouTube. And I will also link that too. You guys could go subscribe to her. She is really talented too, and she does sewing tutorial and sewing video. Okay, so I got it all thread. So now you're going to be folding the tulle in half. You know how a lot of people, they offset the tulle? I don't do that. I just line them up like evenly, because I'll tell you why I do that later when I sew the ribbon. Yeah, you know, trying to offset them takes a little bit of time, because you have to prep that first. So I don't want to prep that, I just want to sew it. These two shifts a lot, so make sure you try to hold them steadily when you sew them, and do your best to try to line the bottom edge together. And then I will sew at 3/4 seam allowance to create the channel for the elastic, because the elastic will be 3/4, and I do not want to go to 1 inch, because that would be way too wide, because the tulle will stretch out, or the casing will stretch a little bit, and then you'll have like this gap when you put the elastic in. So I decided to just do 3/4 and then reverse. You see how smooth this walking foot is? And this walking foot really helps with the fabric, like not to shift the fabric. I know that you guys are viewing from top, and I don't know if you guys can see how this sew. So I will probably bring my camera down and show you guys a closer shot down here. But yeah, so you will hold your tool like this and hold this side and make sure this side line up. And then don't watch the foot or the needle, just watch where you line it up and watch if the edge are meeting each other. It's a little bit tricky because you want the edge to line up as close as possible. And sometimes your cut is not as straight, you know. So they don't have to line perfectly, but as close as possible. And don't push it like this. Just let the foot guide you. Because if you push them, they will shift and you'll get like this bundle or puckering. I don't know what that called, but you know, last time I did something like that and my tool shift, and then when I sewed my ribbon, it didn't line up nicely. So if you take your step to line things up and carefully sew it, then you don't have to, you know, take it apart later. It will be painful to try to take it apart later. Okay, I will do a closer shot over here and then I'll stop the video. Then when I finish will be the next step. I'm gonna show a closer shot. So I hope that this shot, since I don't have a tripod, I cannot go from the front. So you guys will have to watch from the back of my sewing machine. And I hope that you guys will get how it's sewn on the machine. So to get a perfectly, I don't think it'll be perfect, but then like just to make sure like your tool doesn't shift, and so you can sew the ribbon later on. You have to make sure you line things up and just go. And this feet will do most of the work for you. You don't have to worry about your tool shifting like this. If it shifts like this, you see how these will be raised up and they will be uneven at the bottom. So make sure you line them up and make sure the edge meet. I think a lot of ladies, they offset the tool so they can have like the bottom layer peeking out, and I skipped that step just to sew it straight. And you can still do that, like the offset trim. Just make sure, like when you sew the trim, the top one has to meet with the edge of the tool, and then the bottom one has to be halfway. I'll show that in a little bit when I sew my trim on, so you guys understand what I'm talking about. And I know that a lot of ladies have their own ways to sew their tutu, but I find this way works for me. At the end, we all have similar result. It's just our method and technique is just a little bit different of how we approach sewing the tutu. Anyways, this can take me a little while, so I'm gonna do a time lapse of me finishing sewing this whole tutu, and then I'll come back and talk about sewing the trim, the ribbon trim to it. And I sewed the channel first because last time I tried to use the method that, I don't know if you guys know who Cassandra Lopez is. Her YouTube's called Cashy's Custom, and she make the most beautiful, gorgeous tutu ever. I love her channel, and I love watching all her creations on Instagram. Last time I tried to, she's really talented. I don't know how she could just sew a lot of people sew, there's different ways. She sewed the ribbon first before she sewed the channel. I tried that and all my tools shift, and that didn't work for me, so I found this way worked for me better, sewing the channel first. Because when you sew the channel, if it shifts a little bit, you can still fix it at the bottom with the ribbon. But if you sew the ribbon first and everything shifts with the ribbon, then it will be hard for you to sew the channel. Because sewing the channel first, you already make sure everything lines up at the bottom. So when you go sew the ribbon, it'll be flatter. It won't shift too much. I think you just have to try to make one so you understand like the feel of it and how the tool function. Yeah, like I always say, if we only watch and we never practice, then we'll never, you know how like I watch a lot of Cassandra video and I thought that I could do it, but when I did my first couple one, it didn't work out. So I have to figure out a way that works for me. So yeah, so you just have to do it, you guys. So don't be scared to try to make tutu. Once you find the feel of how the tool feel and how to use your sewing machine, then it'll be easier for you. I still struggle. You guys can see here, I think it's not lining up correctly at the bottom. Try to line up. Okay, now it lines up. So I'm going to stop the video here, and then when I start doing the ribbon trim, I will be showing you guys how I sew that.
So my so it makes it really easy for me to cut tulle this way.
So everybody,
11 yards would be
I'm watching
33
Cindy
feet of
on
tulle. But
my iPhone. Let me turn it a bit down so I can speak. So watching Cindy her Tutu tutorial while I work on this. I was watching Iriani and then now I'm watching Cindy tutorial. So anyways, so we're all done sewing the whole channel. And so now we're going to be sewing the ribbon. I'm going to do the ribbon first and then I will be sewing this trim. So I'm going to put this, make sure you vacuum your floor because this is going to go under. I have a basket down here that I'm going to put in. So decide which side you want to be the bottom. So I want this side to be the bottom, this side. So then you have to sew the ribbon. I'm gonna put the ribbon on the floor. I want to do what Cindy did with like the hook, but I don't want to drill a hole through my table. So I found this clip-on hook from Amazon that's gonna come soon. I will show you guys how that works. I think it will be just clip onto your table like this, and so I can just roll my ribbon like that. I got the idea from Cindy. So I'll be showing you guys when it comes from Amazon. I just ordered it today. So I just thought about it when I was when I have to do this tutu. I haven't been doing tutu for a while. So you guys, I was thinking I want to make more tutu and show more my work to customer because it looked like I have been working on tutu for a while, and so not many people have asked me for a tutu order other than this one that I'm working on. So I will be designing some more sample later this week, and I was thinking February we can have a contest of making tutu. So to sew this on, since I didn't offset the tutu, I will make sure that this tool only go halfway. If you guys can see that, only halfway to the ribbon, because you need this extra to extend to make the link a little bit longer. Yeah, so this is a 6-inch link, but with this extension it will be about 6.5. And since this is for a 1-year-old, you don't want the tutu to be super long. I think 6 and 6.5 is about a good size for 1-year-old. Oh, I have to change the thread too. Forgot, you guys. Gotta change the thread to pink. I don't want blue on pink, right? So make sure you change your thread. So let me do that now. It's a hot pink thread. So these are just polyester Gutterman thread. These are not from Joann. I bought these from the website called wawa.com. So I don't have a hot pink one in that size, so I'm gonna use this one. This one's from Joann. These are the Joann spool. I got my hot pink. I need the bobbin. So for bobbin, I just store them in this little bobbin holder. Okay, so going to change that. I'm pretty sure you guys know how to change your thread, so I'm not going to go over that. And I'm going to pause the video and do just a time lapse of me sewing the ribbon trim. So if you guys have any questions, you guys can leave it down in the comment section below the video. So I'm going to pause you guys and set this up, and then we can start filming how I sew up close down here again. Hey you guys, so I finished the bottom layer, but I just realized that I did something wrong but it's a fixable issue. So you see how this is a tiny ribbon trim, and it doesn't. I think what I did last time was I was supposed to sew these together as one piece, like that, like this, like an accent decorated piece on top, if you can see that. I think that's what I did last time, but somehow I was watching Cindy videos and it got me a little bit confused. I wasn't supposed to sew it two separate channel, like two separate piece like that. You could do that, but then this has to be a bigger ribbon, so then it will cover like this area and this top too, because if not, then you know how like if I match this to this, I would see that part right there. That's not what I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line it up with the ribbon edge, the top ribbon edge right there. You can see that, and then I'll just go back and trim all these poking out, all these tool that are poking out. So that's an easy fix right there. So I'm just going to and then what I'm using is, since this one has a lot of different color, I cannot just use like the blue or pink. So I'm going to use this invisible thread. This is a thread that they use to hem cuff pins. Yeah. So you don't really see the thread. So I'm using that. And then the bottom part, I'm using like white threads because I need the bottom to be stronger than the top. If I was supposed to use invisible thread on the bottom too, sometime the thread will break and it will come undone. So I have that happen before. So since you don't see the back of the thread, since I'm sewing from the top, I'm just going to use a different colored thread, which is the white thread. Okay. Yes, so I was watching Cindy tutorial, so I thought that I was supposed to do two separate. I mean, I could have been done already. I didn't realize that. Since I have to sew the top, it's a little bit longer. I couldn't just put them together and sew them in one go. But I just realized that I messed it up. So I'm going to line the bottom edge of the top trim to the edge of the presser foot. And then I am just and then my tension is at 2 and my stitch length is at 3. You know that Cindy and other ladies that do tutu, we all have different setting, and this is what worked for my machine. This is what worked for me. So that's the tension that I'm using. So back stitch and then forward stitch. Okay. It's a little bit wavy now. So it's supposed to be like that, and then I'll just go back and trim. Since I messed that up, it's gonna take me a little bit longer to finish sewing this, and then I have to go back and trim it. That's what happened when I haven't sewed a tutu for 2 months. I think when I make more and I sew more, it will be easier. Yeah, I still remember, but just this little step that I messed up. Okay, so now I'm just going to put you guys on. I'm just gonna put you guys on my time lapse, so you guys just watch me finish sewing and then trimming this, and then we can see the next step where we put the elastic. Hey, so I finished sewing and fixing the tutu because I was supposed to sew on top of one layer instead of separating the 2 layer. So I finished that, but I couldn't find my elastic, so I think I have to get some tomorrow. So anyways, we're doing the bow. So for a bow, I cut a 36-inch piece long. Normally my bows are 24-inch long and only one loop, but this one I'm going to do a double loop. So what I do is so I'm gonna do a double loop, find the center, make a crease, and then you see a center line there. I'll just do this. I need about like a 2-inch loop. That's 2-inch. So you have to hold it and then turn it around, and then do another loop on top, and then a loop over here. So that's how I do my double bow. Then I check if all of them are about the same. Okay, look, these are about the same length. Okay. So there we go. I got my is a gator bite. I'm gonna fix it. Make sure my loops are matching. They're matching. So then I just use this crochet yarn that I got from Joanne, and then just cut a piece of strand and just put it down, and then just like that. I'm gonna tie it one, well I don't tie it yet, I just make one knot there and go to the back again and do it again on the other side, and then go to the top again. And this time I'll pull it tight. Pull it tight. Okay, there we go. There we go. We got our bow, double bow. So you guys can see I got my double bow. I'm gonna tie it one more time in the back, and then I'll cut the string and heat seal the raw edge at the bottom. I like this front, this to be the front, because I like how that look, but then it'll be covered with like a 3/8-inch ribbon, so you don't even see like I think I have to redo this one because I think I'm fine. You know, it came on the look like it's a little bit damaged. Anyway, so this is how I trim a tail. Make sure there. I like to go from the ends out. Out to in. Oh, there we go. This is not as clean as I want it to be. There we go. Got it. And then heat seal it. Don't do it too close where you burn. The edge. Okay, there we go. So we got our pretty bowl. So tomorrow when I finish finish putting the elastic through, I'll show you guys how to attach the bow, and then we'll be done. And I'll show you guys the whole outfit on the mannequin. Hey everybody!
What's that word, that pollination?
Hey everyone! This is Zoa, and I am coming back to show you guys to finish the tutu. I have to wait till today to finish it because I was doing it late last night and I couldn't find where I put my elastic, so I have to go to Hobby Lobby today to get my elastic. After I clean my room, I think I will be able to find it. So I got my bow done. You know, I will have to, if you guys want to learn how to make this bow, I will have to make a video about this because I have to delete the clip from yesterday when I was making this bow. So another video I'll show you guys how to make that bow if you guys want to learn how to make that one. So for my size 12 month, I cut my elastic to 17 inch. And I think this is perfect for a 1 year old, because once I overlap, when you overlap this, only overlap it like about half an inch. So that will take off like probably like an inch. I overlap it an inch. So their waist is pretty tiny. A 1 year old is pretty tiny. So just overlap it about like 3/4, or I overlap it about 3/4 inch. That's how much I overlap it when I encase it inside the tutu. So what you need is 2 big safety pin. I know that there's these tool. I have one, and it didn't work as good as this pen. I have it's called like a balkin. It's called a balkin tool, where people like used to pull like string or elastic through like a channel. But last time I used it, and you know, I guess it came off of the elastic, and it was a mess, and I had to like take out the whole elastic out of the casing. So right now I decided to just use safety pin, which is okay. So I cut off just a tiny bit of a corner so it doesn't get caught up when it's inside the channel. Then I put one here and then one at the end, so you don't accidentally like pull the whole thing through the whole channel. That would be awful. Like, you have to redo it again if you actually do that. So since I sew at 3/4 inch, it'll be a little bit tight to get in at first, but you just have to make sure it's just slowly wiggle it in. It'll be a little bit tight. So there, I got it through. I will tell you guys the difference why I do it like exactly at 3/4 inch, seam allowance. You see how it stays nicely right under the elastic? So I want to avoid, like, if I do 1 inch, I will have all these gap down here, and then it will bunch up at the top like that. I have a tutu, like, I think it was like my second or third tutu that I made, and I didn't do that, and I did 1 inch, and so I have all these tools sticking up here. So to get like a clean waistline, sew like exactly the same as the elastic that you're using. So if you're using 1 inch, do 1 inch. 1 inch seam allowance for the channel. Okay, hey everybody, so we're done with putting the casing through. Look at how pretty is it already, and it's so tiny and cute. It's for 1 euro, so you guys may look at it like it's super short, but 1 euros are pretty tiny, so I think it's the perfect length. And tutu are supposed to be short, and so now we're gonna sew the elastic. I'm gonna do it this way and then overlap about like 3 inch, like I told you guys earlier. And I'm going to use a zigzag stitch. So I changed the foot of my machine. I cannot use this one because this is just a straight stitch. I cannot do zigzag on that one, so I have to change my my presser foot. So now we're gonna do a zigzag. So what I do is you know how like there's I just sew zigzag through this side and then through this side, and then it should hold pretty well. Oh, and one thing, since I'm using, I don't have my hand to put down my presser feet. If you guys have this thing, I don't know if you guys know what is this thing. If you guys have one with your machine, this thing is called a presser foot lift. I think that's what it's called. When you have to use two of your hand and you cannot put the presser feet down, then use this handle right here. I'm gonna push it in to my machine because I have to hold this. So see, I just lift it and then I could just close it again. I have to change to zigzag stitch, and then here we go. And then back stitch. I'm lucky that this machine, when I just press the button, when I hear that beep, that's how I know that the machine just go backward by itself. So you can literally sew backward without pushing the back button like that. I know a lot of machines you have to push down a button, a level or something, to make it go backward. But this machine is electronic and it could go backward by itself when I just press on that reverse. And then if I want to go forward again, I just press it again. So now it's going forward. And then I want it to go backward again, so press it again. And then go forward. There we go. That's it. That's it for one side. Then the other end, I'm gonna sew the other end. So I'm gonna use my presser, my presser feet lift. I'm gonna press it backward. Okay, so it's all done. So you guys, I want to let you guys know right now that next month I want to host a Tutu challenge. And I was thinking doing like, if you participate weekly, I'll do like mini giveaway weekly, and then at the end we'll do like a cash prize, something like a gift card to Amazon or something. So I will share more detail with you guys because I'm also doing I'm trying to gather supplies for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway too. So after I announce the the giveaway for my 1,000 subscriber, then I will come up with the rules for the challenge for February. And I was thinking doing like Tutu Tuesday too with Kay. So that will be like part of the challenge. Like I was thinking do like a tutu sewing Thursday night, since I think a lot of girls are not doing anything on Thursday night. Like most people are like taking up other days, but I feel like if we do on Thursday and then we can showcase our tutu on Tuesday for Tutu Tuesday, then at the end of that week, then I can do like mini giveaway to whoever participate that week. So like mini weekly giveaway, and then a gift card giveaway at the end of the challenge, which I was thinking will be at the end of February. So we'll have like a theme each week, and then you guys come up with your own color and design, and then I'll be sewing on Thursday to do tutorial for those that need help. And I'll do like a Thursday weekly live at night. It'll be like late at night, like around 8:30 on Thursday night. So anyways, I will talk to Kay about that, and then we'll come up with a weekly theme. So look out for that. And for those that have been wanting to do tutu, are beginner and want to learn, you guys can come and join our challenge and learn with us and sew along and participate and win prize. Yeah, which is a win-win for everybody, because if you guys are starting like a Etsy shop, if you participate in the challenge, it'll be a good way to sharpen your sewing skill and also build sample for your store. So it'll be a win-win for all of us, and you get to win prizes. So it'll be like a fun challenge for our little community here. Okay, so I'm just evening out the tool. So there's some place that has too much tool, so I gotta even it out. Okay, so where it's, oh, I still have to close this up. So how I close this is I just line the, you don't need to sew from all the way up here, just the ribbon down here. And I sew about 1/4 inch. So 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, there we go. So this presser feet lift's really handy when you don't have a third hand to put down your presser feet. So I want to do straight stitch. Remember to put on straight stitch. I forgot to do that, so I'm gonna do that now. Reverse. And 4. Ooh, look like something is wrong. Okay, I have some bobbin issue right here, so let me fix that. I'm not really an expert, you guys, so everything here I taught myself, and I learned some stuff from the fashion class that I was into and my internship with a seamstress. So, but most of it is just me practicing, because you can go learn from anyone, but if you don't put the time and practice, you cannot improve, because it's easy to watch people do it, but until you do it, you will not know how. So you just have to, if you want to learn sewing or do tutu, just do it. Don't be afraid to make mistake. I still do make mistake. I'm not an expert. So I do not want to sew right at the edge, because that's what happened when I sew kind of like in the middle and then reverse back. And then 4. Okay, now There we go. All done. It's all pretty now. And look at it. It's actually, the trim actually, it's just like a tiny bit off, but can't really tell. It's like almost perfect. Look pretty nice. So now it's all closed. So that's the back. I will push that to the back, and then I will add the bow to the front like that. So I will show you guys in a little bit. I'm gonna go get my mannequin so I can see where I want to place the bow.
Like a post, ask people to follow your profile. You can even ask for people.
So hey ladies, hey everyone, so I got my mannequin. So this is like the best part about making tutu. I just love this last part of attaching the bow and fixing the tutu. So you see how this is a one-year-old mannequin. So the tutu fit perfectly. You see how it's perfect. So I love this part. Like, I love to fix how the ribbon trends stay on the mannequin. It's all about the picture, you guys, that will sell your item. So make sure these ribbon trim lay nicely. So I like to just play with it. I have to glue this little part. Okay, let's grab the glue. I have to wait until it's hot, because I have to overlap this trim here, so I have to. So you see how playing with this make the ribbon trim lay nicely. And then make the tutu puffy. When the child wear it, since this is a mannequin, when you fix it like that, the tool will be puffed up like that. But when they wear it, it might not look the same because the child's moving and playing. So it will, these will like be all over when they wear it. But for picture purposes, you want to fix it as nice as possible. You see how if I don't fix it, it will just look like that, like this part. I don't know if you guys can see that. But since you see how the waistband doesn't have any extra tool poking up, because we sew it right at 3/4 inch. I love this part because I get to play with it, manipulate it, make sure it's the way I want it to look and photograph. I already have a photo of this tutu outfit, but maybe I'll still take one just for the customer to see. It's like if I had to make duplicates of the same style, I don't usually take another picture. Only if they change like the color scheme and I have to do something completely different, and that's only when I will take a new photo. But I'll just do like a full body shot of this tutu just for the customer to see. Sorry, I have a little cough. So this is the fun part about making tutu. That's why I was thinking about giving up on making tutu and just focusing on embroidery, but I cannot find myself giving up yet because I love manipulating the tool and seeing the end result. It just brings me a lot of joy and excitement. So I haven't sold that many tutu. Probably this is like my 4, 5, 6. This is my 7th one that I sold. So I will need to make more sample and post them on my Etsy and Facebook. So that's why we're going to have the tutu challenge next month. So it will benefit all of us. It's like you guys are gonna have fun entering the challenge and getting sample and product into your Etsy store. Or if you don't have an Etsy store, you can still participate and, you know, make it for your grandkids or your kids. So now I got everything to lay how I want it. Oh, I love it. I love it. I always love seeing the end result. You see how I manipulate it? It's all laying perfect and poofy. I just love that accent trim. So let's find this overlap and then just a tiny dab of hot glue. Tiny dab. You don't need a lot, a tiny, just to close that up. Okay. And fix that trim back on. I hope you guys like this tutorial. Now I want to teach you guys how to attach the ribbon trim. So what I use is these upholstery. Sorry, my English not that good. So what I use is these upholstery, I think that's how you pronounce it, thread from Joanne. They're pretty strong because they're threads are so like cushion, like thick fabric or thick material. So you'll need that to hold your ribbon on. I don't like to hot glue my ribbon on because the kid could just pull it right off. So everything is like sewn on to make it sturdy. Okay, and these tutu cannot be washed. These are not washable. So you have to disclose that to the customers and how they take care of their tutu. It's only spot clean with the damp cloth. It cannot be dry cleaned. It cannot be washed at all, or the tool will be damaged. So a lot of people like to attach their ribbon like in the center front, but I like it on the princess line. You see how this mannequin has a princess line? This is called the princess line. So I like I go in the front here and then just right to the back of, and then I'll hide the knot inside the, trim a little bit off. Okay. So I don't put it directly on the elastic. I just go right under it. So you just go through it and then just come back out. So I'm gonna try to take it off a minute again. And then come back to the top. You guys probably not gonna see what I'm doing here, but I will tell you guys what I'm doing. I just go up and down, like back to the top and then through the bowl to the front. So just do this until it's attached pretty well. I'm gonna. Okay. Oh no, I'm working with hot glue, baby. So you guys, we are all done. So we're done. I hope you guys like it. It's so pretty. So I was manipulating all the trim here to make it look as evenly as possible. Yeah, and then that's the shirt design. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and like, and also watch to help me get those watch hours. So if I do my challenge, well, I am going to do my challenge, but when I do my challenge, I can stream with my iPhone, so it'll be easier if I do a live tutu sewing with you guys. So help me get that watch hour. I will be uploading more videos and tutorial, and I was planning to do Easter sample with you guys. I have a bunch of ideas for Easter, so if you guys have an Etsy shop, you guys have ideas, please subscribe and watch, and so we all could work toward getting samples and products into our store and make some money, you guys. And I'm all about community over competition. That's what our group is about. Our group on Discord is all the ladies in there are really nice and really helpful, and I learn a lot, and so I want to give back as much as I can with what I learn. So all ladies that want to start their own home-based business can do so and make some extra money doing what they love. You know, I've been wanting to do sewing from home, making money, but I didn't know how to start, where to start. But since watching Angela, kind of got me, you know, motivated and see that I could have that potential too, and I could make my dream come true of staying home and just working from home and sewing. I love sewing. I love creating, and you see how the end result look like. It's so pretty. This just made me so happy, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So like and subscribe, you guys. Take care, everybody. Have a good day.